It's working. The free Stellar Blade petition is doing crazy numbers, and it's got them shook. The mainstream media is freaked out. Alyssa Mercante is going off on Twitter from Kotaku. You might remember her from the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy. We have people making threats to Grummz now. And all this is because it's successful. If this weren't an actual threat, if it weren't actually to a point where it might actually succeed, and you saw the Stellar Blade director when he was talking, it was a translated video a few days ago, and he said that they're looking into it. Now, he mentioned that this was always intended to be the final game. We made the video on how he kind of towed the corporate line there. But he did also say that one phrase that they are looking into it, which means this has a real chance at being successful, and they can't have it. If this does succeed like Grummz thinks it's going to, it makes him the most powerful man in video gaming. It really does. And that's what they're afraid of more than anything, which I find very exciting myself. My name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling science fiction writer, in addition to a gaming journalist that actually tells the truth, unlike Kotaku and IGN and all the others. And this is my book, The Stars Entwined. It is a epic science fiction trilogy. If you like the settings like Mass Effect, if you like the old shows like Babylon 5, I'm trying to bring that kind of ethos back where, good space opera is around again. We haven't had it in a long, long time. So check out this trilogy. It's available on ebook, print, audiobook. I'll put this link in the description below for you. We've sold a lot of books these last couple weeks, so thank you for coming so hard and supporting alternative media. We are doing our best for you, and we really appreciate you for being there. All right, so here is the updated total for the petition for free Stellar Blade. Almost 60,000 people now. Now, this got a big boost yesterday because Asmongold decided to take up the cause. Now, Asmongold has been going more and more based as of late. He chimed in on the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy as well and amplified this to such a huge audience that it's really doing good things. And we might actually see a little bit of a turnaround in video games. I think this is a little different than like movies or whatever because, as much as they claim, we want the diversity, video games are making such big money, and they're making money from you, the gamers, that they actually do fear your closing your wallets. So if you do something like remove your PlayStation Plus subscription, they feel it because there's enough of you doing it. It's doing big numbers, and this has been happening. So there's been other reports right now that PlayStation is actually refunding people their Stellar Blade and what's going on here online. You have to ask you have to fund it a certain way or say it a certain way because some people, I've actually gotten comments that they've gotten their refund request declined. What you have to say to them is that you're refunding due to false advertising. And that scares them because they're scared of a class action lawsuit on that. That's why they're willing to refund so quickly on that level. And I really hope it gets to the point where there's a class action lawsuit. Can you imagine how that would change the video game industry at that point? But for now, this petition is going. And if you think they're not paying attention, well, gosh, of course they are. This is the hottest topic on the internet the last 2 weeks. It's been making dozens of channels. I've seen small channels just blow up overnight over talking about this, and it's all gamers want to talk about. So PlayStation's scrambling, Sony is scrambling, and even the Shift Up studio is scrambling at this point. Now, so's the mainstream media in the opposite level. They're flipping out, and there's another hit piece on gamers out, which is trying to gaslight you about the situation, much like they've done this entire time. And this comes from our good friends at Kotaku. Wow, the fakest news in video games. Now, I thought that I'm a little confused because I thought the editor-in-chief resigned because she was protesting that they wanted to move towards game guides and things like that rather than these types of things, which during the Sweet Baby Inc. controversy, when Alyssa Mercante wrote her hit piece on gamers again, Kotaku took a lot of blowback, and the powers that be were like, hey, this is going to kill the site, and it is. They're seeing the hurt here. And they said they were going to move to game guides. So why aren't they just putting out some gameplay guides for Stellar Blade instead of this? This is Ethan Gotch. So let's see what he has to say here. Patched, sexy outfits have become one of the saddest rallying cries in gaming. Well, I don't know for a fact, but usually when you see something like this, it's written by a homosexual. So I'm gonna make that call right now. You can tell me in the comments if you know anything about Ethan Gatch. Let me know if I'm right on that. Oh my gosh. This is going to be tough to get through, I can tell you right now. Stellar Blade is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, fighting monsters, saving humanity, post-apocalyptic world where thousands of self-identified fans signing a petition to free Stellar Blade from censorship. The answer is surprisingly complicated and kind of sad. It's actually not complicated, nor is it sad. People bought a game. They changed the game in a patch day one. They've gotten to the point where, by the way, and I made a video about this already, but I need to keep saying this so that people know, if you buy the physical game, you need to have your PlayStation disconnected from the internet. If it's connected to the internet at all, it will force an update for you to play the game, and that forced update is the patch that will censor the game. So that is something that you need to make sure your PlayStation is offline when you install the Stellar Blade game, and that's your PSA for the day. It's not complicated at all. Players bought a game under certain pretenses of what the game looked like and what was happening in it, and because of that, and because they liked the visual aesthetics, PlayStation changed it because they wanted to avoid the male gaze. And when that happened, it's an insult to you because you bought something under one pretense, and then they changed it on a patch to screw with you. And that was the entire intention of it. It's about the personal insult of being screwed with more than anything like as a big deal, because that's just insulting as a customer. You can't insult customers like that and get away with this kind of thing. Former Blizzard developer turned online angry gamer grifter. Wow, that is rude. Oh, that is mean. Mark Kern. Look at that. I mean, can you imagine? Like, why did the editor allow this? This is okay. Recently posted a change.org petition calling for the altered content to be restored by developer Shift Up. It's been censored from the original trailer, and the petition says, we as gamers want this content back. We relied on it. We made the game the #1 pre-order worldwide because of it, and this is the true game we want. Oddly, the petition never explicitly says what the alleged censorship is. Sexy outfits that were nerfed in a pre-release update. So one thing, and this is their tactic right now. This is just a stupid thing to protest over. It's not a big deal. But I'm going to write an article calling you angry grifters because it's such not a big deal for Kotaku. If it's not a big deal, why don't you just let it go and just let the gamers have what they want? Huh? Why is that a big deal to you, Ethan? Huh? Stellar Blade's main protagonist, Eve, has big boobs and a bigger butt, but some of her most revealing costumes receive minor altercations from what's an unpatched disc version of the game. A graffiti creating an unintentional N-word reference. N-word reference. The hard R, my friends. So there it is, and that's the censorship. The accusation revolve around things like a bunny swimsuit where a layer of lace was added to cover up some of the cleavage, and some of the fabric was changed to cover up more of her hips. Ridiculous. It's not about inches of fabric. It's about fighting the double standard Stellar Blade customers of what it was advertised. Correct. Kern is correct. In the launch day interview, Stellar Blade director Kim Hung was asked point blank, and by the way, this was after this had already hit, and this was after it was already a controversy, and there were already articles from Kotaku and others about the changes to the game out there. And so he said, we're aware of the issue. We'd like to address that the final project was outfits for a certain age group. I don't know my answer could make everyone happy. We can't promise you anything right now, but we are discussing the issue internally. Now, I covered this in a video yesterday, and this is an outright lie. Definitely was not always intended that way. It was changed after the Sweet Baby Inc. DEI stuff showed up, and it was changed intentionally in a patch like that because those discs would have been made 2+ months ago. That was the final intended version of the game, and they freaked out because of the DEI stuff going on in the media, and they wanted to avert the male gaze, is what it comes down to. So that was a lie, and we know it, but they're acting like it's truth. So here, Sweet Baby Inc. and the new Gamergate, you see how they go over this, and they just try to strawman you as a group, and they put wokeness in scare quotes. I can't read this entire thing. It's gonna kill me if I just read this entire article. Oh my God. These things make my blood boil because they're so disingenuous, they're so backwards, and they know they're doing it. They know it's a fake article. They know it's fake news about this stuff. Many latched on to Stellar Blade as an example of game free of top-down forced diversity. Exactly. And you in the media, by the way, Ethan, you guys savaged the game as best as you could because you knew it was good gameplay, but you said it was shallow. That's what their reviews all said. It's shallow in order to attack the fact that this didn't have the forced diversity in it because it didn't make your political point for you, and it was doing well, and you tried to sabotage it. You in the media. Absolutely true. So they promised it would remain uncensored in all regions, and then it got censored. And this is what happened. So this is something where companies lied, a corporation lied, and then we got it, the censorship. And so it's about that. If corporations can do this on this minor of a thing, you know what's going to happen on the major things later when they try to force this DEI stuff even harder because SJWs always double down. And that's why there's this movement going on right now to free Stellar Blade, and that's why it's showing so much traction, and that's why Kotaku is scared and writing articles like this. And so here he calls it cringe. Our personal videos of some of the signatories have been uploading in support of it because it appeals the male gaze. They really got to stop using that. Sony made you to make Shift Up cook, said one player. Please shift up. Please release the uncensored version of Stellar Blade, said another. So what's cringe about that? It's just people supporting this petition. They appear calm and sincere. He says he's excited to play even though his copy won't arrive till Wednesday. Very odd. Unfortunately, each one of them seems to now believe they are part of front lines in a fight for free expression, rather than being pawns in Kern's latest clout-chasing campaign. Wow, this person really hates Mark Kern. Absolutely crazy. And a few players are trying to refund the game entirely, a move Kern has tried to prevent. Instead, he shared an elaborate list of actions, including canceling PlayStation Plus and printing out letters and mailing them to Shift Up. So he does not explain at all, this Ethan guy, why this is any kind of grift, why this is any sort of clout chase, why this is anything that other than gamers being sincere. He actually says the gamers are sincere in this. And yet he attacks Mark Kern personally anyway. And there's a reason for that, because it's successful. And that's it. Once you get to a certain point, the media can't ignore you anymore. And so they try to paint you as a bad person to try to kill your movement. But we can't let it happen. We have to call out agencies like Kotaku, what they're doing the entire time, and we have to support the good in the world and get this going even further. I'll put the link for Stellar Blade petition in the description below here, my friends. Hit the like and subscribe button, and also make sure to grab the Stars Entwined and grab some of my books. Let's fight the culture war together, and I appreciate you for being there.